I thought that was the live performance on Colorado Public Radio. Now I think I must have switched it to Kuvo Jazz. Whoops. Hold on. Did I? Yep, this is Kuvo Jazz. So everybody, check out Kuvo Jazz. Kuvo. This is Kuvo Jazz. I thought it was NPR's live performance because they mentioned that. I guess I should see if they're doing that.
This book are really about that.
You are pointing to a collection.
Yes, my latest book is called Isness. And
Isness, the state of being?
Isness?
Yes,
Isness.
the
I thought I said
quality of
isness.
being. You mentioned
Isness.
in accepting this new role that you wanted to bring it to classrooms, but also farms and shelters.
What I've learned and what I understand is that everybody wants formality. But if you're going to think about poetry, there really is no prescription for what that is. You have to live in that moment to understand what poetry is. You can go walk down the street and envision a poetry reading. A lot of Chinese monks, the poets, Li Bo was one of them who would just write poetry on rocks and trees and in the
Check out
ground.
Red Pine.
And people would wonder who this poet was, who would write these beautiful inscriptions. And they don't last.
Cold Mountain.
You know, nature takes them back.
Ephemeral poetry.
Right.
Have you ever written on a rock?
Actually, I didn't write it, but they took a piece of my writing and put it on a rock in
Aw,
Utah.
that's sweet.
It's a poetry path in Utah.
Thanks for shedding some light in my direction. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, same here.
Chrysosto Apache will be Colorado's Poet Laureate for the next 2 years,
Oh,
in
great.
addition to
Congratulations.
teaching at
Well
the
done.
Rocky Mountain College of Art.
Proud of you.
In the
You should be
mountains,
proud
a
of
quick
yourself.
shot of light snow comes late tonight, and skies gradually clear tomorrow when it's breezy. This is CPR News.
Thanks, CPR. Thanks, Colorado.
Support for NPR comes from this station and from Easy Cater, a workplace food plot.
Let's listen to a little more Kuvo Jazz, though. I mean, we're going to get copyright struck for this video anyway, so. Kuvo Jazz.
And manage food
Okay.
spend at easycater.com.
Check out Kuvo Jazz for real, though.
From the Lemelson
Kuvo
Foundation, working
Jazz,
to harness the power of
89.3
invention
if
and
you're in the
innovation
Denver area,
to accelerate climate
or,
action and improve lives around the world.
Accelerate
Learn
climate
more at
action. Thanks.
lemelson.org.
So you must be fighting against the
From
fascists.
Progressive Insurance
Lemelson
with
must be.
Snapshot, which monitors safe driving habits
So,
to determine a personalized rate at progressive.com.
Kuvo Jazz is 89.3
Not available
FM, where you can get it on the
California
app,
or from all
KUVO.
And from the
Free app,
sustaining members
KUVO.
of this PR station.
Kuvo Jazz. Highly
This is
recommended.
CPR News.
Here, I'll give you another taste of it. It's all different times during the day. Like, you
on
get
HD,
certain different times a day.
and on your smart
So it's
speaker,
really
play
good. Like,
CPR News.
I can only just tell you it's
for
really
investing
good.
in Colorado Public Radio.
Highly
Your
recommend it. I'll play a little more. Music is all magic and good. Yay, thanks, music.
Health Foundation helps. How to help at Denver.
They
Health
might give us a little bit of
Foundation.org.
news, which will probably be that the prosecutors quit, people quit in the Justice Department in Wisconsin or Minnesota because of the Justice Department's trying to get them to cover up their terrorist murders. I wouldn't mind hearing that, but
She burned most of her letters and often published anonymously. But Helen Hunt Jackson of Colorado Springs was once one of America's most famous authors. Born back east, she was childhood friends with Emily Dickinson. After a series of deeply personal tragedies, Helen Hunt wrote poetry to work through grief and found an audience. When she moved to Colorado Springs, she married again with the condition for Mr. Jackson that nothing interfere with her writing. Then a personal introduction to the plight of indigenous people gave her a cause. She denounced the mistreatment of Native Americans and wrote 2 books to awaken a larger audience.
Thank you, Helen Hunt
One,
Jackson.
a best-selling novel that has never been out of print. After her death in 1885, Jackson's activism began to have an impact, and her legacy took root. As her old friend Emily Dickinson wrote, Helen of Troy will die, but Helen of Colorado, never.
Yay.
A Colorado postcard with the support of Coblin.
Well, that was great.
Live from NPR News
Fuck
in
BJT.
Washington, I'm Rylan Barton. The Justice Department alleges in new
Here we
charges that 16 protesters in Minnesota assaulted or impeded
whatever.
federal immigration officers during the Trump
Thank you.
administration's operations there. As Matt Sepik of Minnesota Public Radio reports, defense attorneys say the evidence is thin.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi posted the names and photos of the
She's a
protesters
traitor.
to social media before the cases were unsealed, drawing a sharp rebuke from a federal judge. The 16 are charged by complaint with obstructing or impeding federal officers, but defense attorney Kevin Rich says a grand jury must still approve the charges.
It's not that difficult to make a case past the grand jury, but the DOJ has a history of
Dude, arrest
bringing
everybody
malicious
for bringing these
prosecutions,
charges.
as we've seen in recent months, and the grand jury is a good bulwark.
One defendant, a Somali-American U.S. citizen, alleges agents injured her and called her a racial slur
I'm
while
sure they
arresting
did.
her and questioning her citizenship.
They're Nazi
For
terrorists.
NPR News, I'm Matt Sepik in Minneapolis.
The FBI says it's executing a, quote, court-authorized law enforcement action at an elections warehouse in Georgia. NPR's Stephen Fowler reports this is the latest salvo in the ongoing fight over baseless claims of election rigging in 2020.
At least they
The
said
FBI
baseless
wouldn't
claims.
answer NPR's questions about the search warrant for the Fulton County Elections Warehouse outside of Atlanta. But Georgia's most populous county has been the subject of baseless claims of election fraud since 2020.
Okay.
Last month, the Justice Department filed a lawsuit seeking to gain access to Fulton County's ballots. And a state court judge
We'll see you guys in a
recently allowed
minute.
the Republican majority state election board to move forward with a subpoena for 2020.
Everybody hates Trump. All Americans hate Trump. All humans hate Trump.
Including Georgia, seeking access to unredacted copies of their voter rolls. Stephen Fowler.
That's
NPR
illegal.
News, Atlanta.
That's
At
some
least
traitor stuff.
50 people have died across several states as a result of the winter storm that left a good portion of the United States.
How many
under
of them were
snow
MAGA
and
though?
ice.
I need to know how many to
Includes
care.
at least
How many
10
to care
people
about?
in Kentucky.
Yeah, but how many of them were MAGA?
Registration
Because if they're
WKU
MAGA, I can't
has
possibly
more.
care about them.
Governor Andy Beshear says that most of the deaths in the state.
You got to give me the breakdown on how many of them were MAGA.
The governor announced that the state will dip into its storm relief fund and offer to pay $10,000 for the funerals of each of the dead.
First thing we do in Kentucky is grieve together.
Oh
we
my
don't want these
gosh, I
families
bet you
to
do.
have to
Kentucky's
wait for reimbursement
miserable.
by FEMA.
Among the dead is an inmate.
And
at the
FEMA's
Eastern
not going to
Kentucky
reimburse you.
Correctional
They
Complex.
canceled it.
Officials say he was working with the crew to remove snow